Hi everybody, this is Leanne from the Behavior Department at Haws, and I'm here again with Skiff, my dog. We're going to be working from home to demonstrate a couple of crate training reminders for everyone who might have gotten away from crate training their dogs, especially if they can be loose at home. Or if you are just starting to crate train, or if you're starting to take crate training seriously for a dog who maybe previously had a negative association or just wasn't exposed to a crate. The reason for this video is because during this pandemic, there's a lot of talk in our industry about all the owners that are going to have trouble when life goes back to normal and we return to work. Now, there's some slight, comedy to that, but at the same time, there's a lot of truth to that. Our dogs might struggle when we go from always being around 24/7 and them spending time out of their crate or even just time with us when we aren't leaving the house to then going back to a normal, work-life balance and a normal routine where you're going to be out of the house for much longer periods of time. It can be pretty jarring for our dogs, and so there's a cameo from my cat. Sorry, guys. It can be pretty jarring for our dogs. So what I'm doing here is, first and foremost, Skiff is earning his dinner. I always want to bring that to everybody's attention. He's going to go through a lot of treats during this. I'm actually using his kibble. So I'm not using a cue that tells my dog to kennel up. I am, however, going to give him a release word that tells him, okay, you can come out. Therefore, what I want you to understand is that if you see Skiff in his kennel and he's still working on finding every single individual piece of kibble, and then you see him walk out, it's only after I have told him, okay, which is his release word. But I'm not asking him to kennel up. He's doing that voluntarily. That's something that I really want you to distinguish in this video. Every time Skiff goes back in voluntarily, it's because he has worked on this lately. He understands that the path to reinforcement for him involves going into the kennel. That's where the food's going to happen. How we reach that point is with the door off of this kennel. I would just start tossing food into the kennel. Now, keep in mind, please, Skiff is a very food motivated dog, so he eagerly flew into the kennel in order to eat those treats. He also did not have an earlier negative association with the kennel. There goes the cat again. Sorry, guys. So when the door was open, I would be tossing food in. Skiff would go eat the treats, and then he would usually turn his body to orient towards the entrance. As long as his body was still inside of it and he wasn't moving out forward or stepping forward or trying to dart out, I would continue to toss treats. So the high rate of reinforcement that Skiff is used to is like 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of food all being tossed into him. And then I would gradually increase my criteria. So over time, I would pause for a slight moment or two and maybe wait for Skiff to offer a sit. Once again, not cued. If he sat, good. I would toss 3, 4, 5 more pieces of kibble at him. From there, if he would lay down, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of kibble at him. So he started to realize, oops, there's chowder. He started to realize that it pays big to be in here and remain in here. So quickly, Skiff's criteria jumped to, I go in, I turn around, and I lay down. From that point, I added the door back, and I've slowly begun to start closing that door. So I will touch the door and then continue to throw treats as he's laying down. Then I'll close the door maybe an inch more, continue to toss treats to him laying down. I'll give him breaks periodically, I'll release him to come out, and then after he eats the treats, he usually makes the choice, like you're seeing here, to go right back in, and then I would continue to treat. So you're seeing an expedited session because we've been working on this for a couple weeks where I can close the door right away. I can even, as you see here, walk away. Skiff's still eating the treats from that last handful that I tossed, and you see him offer that sit and that down. That was voluntary, that was not cued. So he knows that I'm still going to come back. Laying down, being in there calm is what's going to earn the reinforcement. He's getting a pretty high rate of reinforcement still. Again, for those of you just turning in, he's eating his whole dinner this way. And so what I'm doing is I'm proactively heading off any arousal that is fueled by anxiety over I'm in this box. He is definitely checking for every single potential morsel that he missed, and then he pauses to evaluate what I'm doing. He chooses to lay down. Oh yes, we're still working, and then he anticipates my return with more treats. So as a recap, everybody, Skiff is a couple weeks into the training process here, and before we even brought back crate training into his recent learning history, he had never had a negative experience per se in his kennel, so he didn't find being in here aversive. However, he is very bonded to me, and so he can sometimes struggle being in here, being away from me, and that's why we've brought it back to our routine. So I encourage you, if you're struggling, if you need help troubleshooting crate training, or if you just want to start from ground zero and move in a really systematic direction with this process, feel free to reach out to us. Our behavior department staff are still available to schedule virtual consultations with you at this time. So whether that be Skype, FaceTime, Facebook video messenger, Zoom, we can be creative so that we can help you out and we can still observe you doing the training and give you feedback in real time. Thanks, everybody. Hope this was helpful, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.